Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, January 31st, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and for this full moon, super moon, blue moon, blood moon, lunar eclipse that we are having, my feeling is that this energy mantra sums up the importance of this energy that's coming in and what we really need to know and tap into for this energy. And without any further ado, the energy mantra for today is: the strength and mastery of my vibration is found amidst the vulnerability of my heart. Once again, the strength and mastery of my vibration, of my soul, of my truth, of me, the strength and mastery of me, of my vibration, is found in the midst of the vulnerability of my heart. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Wow, this eclipse energy coming in. Just kidding. We're going to dig in. We're going to dig into this, but this is the focal point. This is where we need to go, and this is the point of these eclipses that have been working us in the Aquarius Leo vibration. Now, what we need to know in this eclipse is that it is focused in the sign of Leo. The full moon, blood moon, super moon, blue moon, etc. of this energy is focused in Leo at 11 degrees. There is a degree of mastery, and I got to show you. We're not there yet. We are being pushed into our mastery. But even if you think you have a good grasp on the idea of love, on the energy of love, of the vibration of love, we still have work to do. And this moon is meant to help us. And that was the thing today. I was writing in my Danielle Laporte journal. I do it every day, mostly. What will I do to feel the way I want to feel is the point of the journal. And one of the things that, I forget what the question was, and I don't actually have it with me to look it up, but there was a question, and it was basically what came out of me is like, I really want to tap in to the strength of the vulnerability of my heart. And that was when the universe was like, thunderbolt, bam, yes. And I was like, oh my God, the wisdom that is in the strength of the vulnerability of the heart. That is the focus of this eclipse, of this energy. With the Aquarius energy, we tap into the vibration. With the Aquarius energy, we tap into the consciousness. But we can get stuck there. We can get stuck there in the mind. And that's the thing with that Aquarian glyph, is always reminding us not to just stay on this level, but to bring it into the next level. If we are still here when it comes to the concept of love, then we have not yet tapped into the real strength, the real mastery in the vulnerability of the heart. And that is what we are wanting to do. So hopefully you've been watching the scopes over the last few days where I was like, emote, cry, feel, because that's all tapped in to the strength of the vulnerability of the heart. A lot of us have built walls and barriers of these emotions and of those feelings of not being safe, to be vulnerable. And so therefore we have not fully exercised the power and the majesty of the heart. So hopefully you have been working that over the last few days. If you haven't, fear not, there is still time. This energy is meant to shift you, bring up what needs to be brought up in order for you to tap into the mastery of your heart. Now, one of the things that's always interesting with eclipse energies is that with eclipse energies, there's multiple themes. One major theme is the theme of shadows and light. And so in this, we have a shadow. We have the blood moon. So the blood moon is when the moon, it appears red in the sky due to the shadow that's coming up. Red's an interesting color because a lot of times we connect the color red to the idea of passion, and a lot of times we connect passion to the heart. So I do think it has that heart energy, even in the blood moon aspect of it. But then red, if we look at it from a chakra level, red is very tied to the root chakra, which is our security. And a lot of times, that's where our mind wants to go. Our mind wants to be secure, and it's going to do anything to keep us safe, including boxing out the heart. So in this blood moon energy, we have an opportunity to look at the shadows, the shadows the walls have casted for keeping our heart safe. And a lot of times that's keeping those vulnerabilities safe and protected. Don't let anybody in. Good to look at that. Good to tune into your root chakra and see what you can shift in regards to that. The other thing, let's look at this in the regards of it being a blue moon. So it is the second full moon in January. The first one was January 1st, 2018, coming in like a lion. So here we have our second full moon of January, this blue moon energy. Well, blue, what it feels like when we connect to blue. Blue can be calming, cool waters. It also can be the waters of emotions that like to come up. On the chakra system, it connects to the throat, the expression. Oftentimes, vulnerability and Leo energy is very connected to the idea of expression. That's one of the things when I talk about Leo energy, I talk about expression, expressing your love, expressing your creativity, expressing this energy of the inner child, bringing that forth. So here we have these colors of this moon that are feeding into knowing this energy. So we have to recognize that, but just be very aware of the shadows. Sometimes in our expressing with the blueness and the emotions, we hide our true expressions. Or sometimes because of the drama within, because of the volcanoes that we've kept within, sometimes we get a little bit even overboard in the expressing. So be very conscious of your blueness in and through this moon. But what happens when we mix the red and the blue? We attain purple, we attain consciousness, and that's what we want to do in and through this. Bring that consciousness in and through and see what we can do. Oh my God, I'm loving this. Spirit always brings forth such interesting energies. The other thing that I wanted to connect with is anytime we have an eclipse or a full moon energy in general, this connects us to the idea of relationship because it always is the sun and the moon in relationship. And one of my all-time favorite songs is a song by Jason Mraz called Shine, in which the sun tells the moon, I will shine on you. The moon's like, I feel like a liar. I'm just reflecting your light. And the sun is like, no, I see your light and I'm shining my light on your light. And we have to realize that we do that in relationship. Now, I have this card in reverse, along with the Master card in reverse when it comes to this eclipse energy. This is the Lover's card. So there may be some stuff that comes up. But this could just as well be about your own personal love process. Do not necessarily think that this is going to be like fall apart relationships. Eclipses do cause endings and new beginnings. So there is always that possibility when eclipses come. My feeling though, this really is about a new level of relationship with yourself, with your consciousness, and with your heart, and building a new connecting path between them so that you can express, bring forth the strength and mastery of the vulnerability of your heart. So just keep this in mind. But meanwhile, I'm just going to show you my cards right now because they're so awesome. Meanwhile, major transformation going on. Major transformation to help us step into the mastery, to help us get beyond the fighting. Again, whether this is fighting somebody outside of ourselves, well, I'm going to bring that up. Fighting somebody outside of ourselves or fighting ourselves, understanding is required in order to get into this transformational energy. And believe me, there is major transformational energy going on. This is one of the things that came up for me with the fighting and even the relationship thing. This isn't necessarily just, excuse me, romantic relationships. Yesterday, my message was about surrounding love building a bridge. The Rumi quote, love is a bridge between you and everything. And yesterday, I'm dealing with a lot of family stuff. And I can tell you that there are certain members who I'm not very happy with right now. And there's a lot of stuff going on around that. As I'm being upset and emotional about all this stuff, the song Love Can Build a Bridge Between Your Heart and Mind kept playing through my head, as well as the Rumi quote, love is the bridge between you and anything, you and everything. So as you go through this process, even if you are in this space, the fighting with some relationship in your life, bring forth the understanding of love. Call in these transformational energies as much as you can. Step into the mastery of your own heart. That is the key point in this. What is the mastery of your own heart. It is found in the vulnerability, and as you sort through, you will get deeper and deeper into it. Let's dig into the Sabian symbols before we get into everything else that's going on top of this. The Sabian symbol, I mentioned it yesterday, but I think this is so important, and I think this is so important in connecting to the consciousness, the vulnerability, the strength, and the wisdom of your heart. Children play on a swing, hanging from the branches of a huge oak tree. Leo is the sign of the inner child. We want to dig into the child, the wisdom of the child, the forgiveness of the child, the innocence of the child. We want to tap into that energy. And my favorite thing is actually in the write-up below here, which says spontaneous activity of the innocent mind. Spontaneous activity of the innocent mind is directly connected to the red. It's directly connected to passion. It's directly connected to the heart and to joy energy. We want to strive for that in our life. We want that, the spontaneous activity of the innocent mind. How can you tap into that and bring that further, deeper into your life? The Sabian symbol for where the sun is lighting up Aquarius 11 degrees. During a silent hour, a man receives new inspiration which may change his life. This to me is about being still and letting the wisdom, the vibrational wisdom come through, but not just stop here. A lot of times, this is why we want to go like deeper into meditation. It goes here and it stops here, but when you can go deeper into the meditation, it allows these energies to filter down in here. And when they filter down in here, that's when they become embodied and brought into manifestation instead of just flitting around here like butterflies. So utilize both the activity, the spontaneous action of the innocent mind, and also the maturity of the stillness of being able to connect deeper to your higher consciousness, your higher and highest consciousness. And when you do that, holding that intention of connecting to the strength of the vulnerability of the heart. All right, so this eclipse happens at 5:31 a.m. That is the peak of this full moon, lunar, supermoon, blood moon, blue moon eclipse. Did I cover everything? Yes. 5:31 a.m. Pacific time. The full moon hits its peak at 5:27 a.m. Then 5:39 a.m. Pacific time, we have Mercury shifting into Aquarius, shifting out of Capricorn, shifting from 29 degrees Capricorn. How are you showing up in your life? Are you showing up for the vulnerability of your heart into Aquarian energy? Now, I have been telling clients that this eclipse corridor, between this eclipse and the next eclipse on the 15th, is going to be so mentally, electrically intense. And Mercury moving into Aquarius is part of it. Now, with this shift of Mercury into Aquarius, you may feel your mental energetics go down for a little bit. That happens anytime Mercury shifts. However, you may also start to get these mental energetic spikes going on, mental electrical spikes going on over the next 2 weeks until we hit this next eclipse and until Mercury moves into the calming, cooling balm of Pisces. I'm really looking forward to that. You are going to have to be vigilant with your thoughts because your thoughts are going to want to take over. You're going to want to dive straight out of the heart and back into the mind. And that is exactly what we don't want to do. That's exactly what's going to take us out of mastery is when we do that. So be very vigilant over these next 2 weeks of your mental processes and keep mentally, physically, emotionally, even imaginarily, like imagining yourself diving into what I'm seeing, the golden healing waters of your heart. Dive back into there because with all of these spikes, you may find yourself creating stories. You may find yourself creating to vibrations. That's not what you want. It may be what you need to help clear things out. So there is that, but be very aware of these spikes and be very aware of what your mind tells you that you take seriously because this is going to be very intense energy. We want to remember the consciousness of the heart. We want to remember the consciousness of the heart. We want to remember the strength in the midst of the vulnerability of the heart. So moving on from that shift that we have going on, we have the moon in Leo connecting to 2 more energies. And these energies are a bit of bit of a T-square going on. So we have the moon connecting to Venus, 17 degrees. There's that 8 again. How are you showing up? Venus in Aquarius may want to be like a little bit flighty up here. Again, your worth, your value is found in and through your expression that comes from your heart. Please continue to show up by diving in. You may feel a little bit of that pull. Again, this could really tap into relationship stuff as well. Do not let that take you out of your heart, and do not let any vibrational worth that you have picked up over the years, vibrational worth projections that you have picked up over the years, do not let that shift you from your center. The other connection that we have, which is part of like this kind of T-square that's going on, is it a T-square? It's not really a T, it's even more than a T-square. It is kind of, no, it's T-square. Sorry. I was going to say, it's kind of a grand crest, but it's, no, the planet that's in Taurus is not really. Anyway, the moon will then square Jupiter. So we have Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio tunes us back to that red energy. It tunes us back to that root chakra energy, and it tunes us back to those shadows, the shadows and the light that we carry around. Now remember, Jupiter energy. Jupiter expands, so it's going to expand whatever we are focusing on. So with today, with this energy, there may be some shadows coming up. If you do have shadows, do not let these shadows disempower you. Rather, find your empowerment through these shadows. Again, the strength is in the vulnerability. Sometimes the strength in the vulnerability is also found within the shadows, but it's going to be up to you to do the alchemical work to shift this for yourself. And I'm here to tell you that you are able. And sometimes what you need to do is the spontaneous activity of the innocent mind. And sometimes what you need to do is sit here and let the energies filter in and through so that you know how to move in a way that's best for you. You've got to figure out what you need to do for you to love on you through this. You need to figure out what you need to do to build that bridge between you and the everything that you are working on right now. To finish up, this card today, oh my God, is so good. And what it says is so good. It's the card Belief, which I do think taps more into this, but what it goes into is so beautiful. I want to point out this is card 11. So 11 is the number of the day as this moon is happening at 11 degrees. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to Source. And I want to read this part of this because I was like, yes. We have to rely on other parts of ourselves beyond the conscious mind to navigate through this exciting new world. We are in the process of discovering how crucial our heart and our intuition are, that they need to be considered as valuable as our analytical mind in determining our beliefs. To thrive in this new energy as co-creational, multidimensional human beings who are in control of their reality, it is essential that we believe we are these beings. Self-worth is crucial. We have to believe without a shred of doubt that we are powerful creators. Just as magic requires a deep and unwavering conviction on part of the magician, we have to believe that anything is possible, especially those things that make no sense to our logical mind, which is why we have the hearts. Changing our reality starts with deeply rooted belief that we can. The color pink is associated with the universal love of oneself and others with sweetness, tenderness, and care. Brighter pink brings in an aspect of aliveness, excitement, high energy, and power. The star in the middle can be a beacon of inspiration, indicating our connectedness to the heavens and the universe, that source of our beliefs. If necessary, the star can be used as a shuriken. Oh, this is interesting. A Japanese throwing star, a precise and powerful weapon, indicating the power of conviction that is sometimes necessary to blast our way through these old ways of thinking. The try this is close your eyes, take a deep breath, and answer this. Do you believe that you are part of Source? Do you believe your power is so great that you can create anything you desire in your life? When is the last time you stood under the stars and asked the universe or demanded the universe to grant your wishes? I have trouble with the word demand, sorry, but it's up to you to accept that or not. Demanded that the universe grant your wishes. Try it tonight. No time like this powerful energy to stand in your truth, to stand in the truth of the wishes of your heart, and to really believe that what it is that's true for you, what it is that's true for your soul can come about in a beautiful, beautiful manner. So that's it for today. Wow, holy cow, this energy. One last time, the strength and mastery of my vibration is found within the vulnerability of my heart. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart. I still have that $44 reading sale up, GaiaBlooming.com. Email me with any questions. Classes are going to be coming up very soon. The better it gets, the better it gets. And there is enough love in this world for you. I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.